Hi, today I have a question. Is the emotion of anger actually any good? Yes, like any other emotion, anger has a lot of good in it when used in balance. Anger, in fact, comes from our ego, our sense of self. It has been given to us so that we learn to assert ourselves, draw our boundaries, and use that as a passion to drive in our life, to drive our vision and a life purpose. So, when anger is suppressed, when the child is told to suppress its anger, when anger is shown in a bad light in the family, or a child sees a very violent expression of anger, so anger is judged and anger gets repressed. What happens that the child never develops its assertiveness, and gradually, when there is so much repression, it leads to depression. In hypnotherapy, the primary cause of depression is seen as repression, when emotions, our legitimate emotions, are repressed, and over time it leads to depression, like a lid which is being put forcefully on an emotion. And obviously, when you repress something, everything else gets repressed too. So, how does it happen? It happens when a child sees unhealthy expression of anger and is fearful of its own anger. When a parent tell a child that anger is not good, you should not get angry, anger is bad. And when a child is not shown healthy way of regulated emotions, when the child is not shown any good template of emotion, so they don't have any balanced way of expressing their anger, their sense of dissent. It is very important for a child growing up to learn how to express their displeasure, their discontent, their frustration, their irritation and anger in a healthy and balanced way. That's why anger is given to us as a tool. But what happens when parents tell the child that you have an anger problem or you are too sensitive? So they learn to suppress themselves just in order to please their parent. Or if expression of anger leads to abuse, physical, emotional, so then they are fearful of expressing themselves and expressing their anger or hurt. This in time leads to not just psychological problem like repression, but also physical problem. How's that? For example, when you repress your anger, it creates stress in the body and gradually it affects the immune system. So, a lot of people who are people pleasers, you find in many cases they have immune system problem, they have immunity problem, or when the same anger becomes self destructive, that leads to inner conflict. It can also cause autoimmune problems. That's why healthy expression of anger is very important for the good well being and for the healthy body. So don't make a mistake. Anger is given to us for our own good. In Ayurveda, it is important to have a healthy ahankar, a healthy ego is very important. If you go into self denial in trying to be spiritual, trying to be people pleasing, or appear very evolved, even if you're trying spiritual bypass, eventually it'll all fall apart because you're repressing a natural, healthy emotion. So respect your anger. It is a life force which is telling you what is wrong, what is right. If we didn't get angry at the oppressors, the Britishers, India would have never been free. It is the anger of the collective masses which creates revolutions. So, anger is good when used in the right way and channelized. And gradually, as we are okay with our anger, what happens that we learn balanced expression. Yes, balance is the key. An unbalanced anger is rageful, is wrathful, and which creates fear in the environment. It can be used as a tool to control the environment. This is not healthy in the long run, so it's not advisable. So, learn healthy expression of anger. It is assertiveness. When we can firmly say what we want to say without creating chaos, without creating disharmony, and be at peace with our anger. Inner child healing and hypnotherapy and shadow work are important tools in recovering our healthy anger and healing our immune system because a healthy immune system needs a healthy and solid psychological and emotional boundary system. When we learn to assert ourselves through inner child healing, when we release old hurts and we train our mind to assert itself, we learn to draw emotional and psychological boundaries. Our body feels safe, our body feels protected, and gradually immunity is recovered. So basically, anger is but our life force, our pran urja, which is helping us assert ourselves, drive our life, and draw boundaries, and say when you want to say no. Think about it.